Hey YouTube, happy Saturday. I see the beefs are going on. What was that Sonny and Cher song? And the beef goes on. And the beef goes on. Da 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 da. I know it was the beat go on. Okay. All right, so I want to come here and talk about words. Seems like I was just talking about this a few days ago. Was somebody talking about cussing? Different words have different power, right? Now, there are certain words that I believe will never be okay. It's never going to be okay for a white person to call a black person nigger. It ain't going to happen. There's too much history behind the word. It has a unique place in society. That's why you can't turn your television on and hear people calling each other that. Now, black people still use it. We've been through this since I was a little kid, and that's a long time ago. The controversy about people using the N-word is going on forever. That's what I mean. It's a unique word. Black people still can use it. They still use it. I use it sometimes. When I started YouTube, I didn't use it at all. I had been trained in San Quentin. You would never use that word. Because in San Quentin, you could set off riots with words, right? So black people would not allow each other. It got nothing to do with the police, nothing to do with any other race. They would not allow a black person to say the N-word in prison. As a matter of fact, the first time you have to do 50 push-ups. Everybody crowd all around. You do your 50 push-ups because you used the N-word. The second time, they beat the shit out of you. So we didn't want to go there. So we learned that it's not necessary to use that word. But on here, lax, and now I find myself like everyone else, right? But it's because I'm a black person. Okay? Still with me? I can get away with it out in society. A white person is never going to be okay for you to call black people niggers. Just the same way, it's never going to be okay for straight people to call straight people to call gay people faggots. It just isn't. The word has too much history. Now you can try to explain it around. Oh, he called me this. Oh, he called me that. These two words are unique in society. I'm trying to think of other words that are unique in society, because words change. Now I remember back when we used to watch Dynasty. You remember Dynasty? How big a deal it was when Alexis called. Wait a minute, which one was it? Crystal called. Crystal called Alexis a bitch, right? You bitch! Pow! Slapped the dog shit out of her, right? That was a big deal at the time. But that was 30 years ago. You can watch television shows now. People use that word all the time. I myself would rarely call a woman that, but I called men that all the time. It doesn't have the same impact. People have different opinions. I think it's a fact. You can turn television on and see people use that word all the time. People can say damn. There was a time you couldn't say damn. Words change. Black people, colored was the word, right? That's what we called each other, and that's what other people call us. Word changed. Negro keeps changing. African American. Black seems to be pretty steady and all that. Anyway, let me get off track. We're going to have to accept it's never okay. N-word and F-word. And I use a lot of words. I understand. Maybe I shouldn't use some of the words that I do use. I can't even think of what they are, but whatever. They're part of my vocabulary. But I won't go there. Don't go there, people. You just start in trouble. You're trying to say that you have now made a decision that you're going to change the societal norms by yourself on YouTube. You're gonna say, okay, it is okay to say that word. Cause you use the B word. You use these words. It can be confusing, but you don't want to be called the B word. A woman doesn't. Just say, I don't want to be called that. Don't call me that. Right? You set your own standard. But that is not the same thing as calling people faggots, though. I just feel like that's going to be a word that will never change. It's always going to be the worst. Always going to be worse. It's part of American history as well. We all know about slavery. We all know that history. But gay people have had history in this country as well. And I think probably homophobia goes back a lot further than slavery even. They're certainly all the way back to the biblical times. So we have history. It's a hateful history. You know, in Europe, I think they called cigarettes fags. Why? Because they were burning on the stick. Different countries, Germany, trying to exterminate. Anyway, I said all that to say, I think it's foolish to try to bring that argument back up again. We've had the same argument for 100 years. Certainly 100 years on the N word. That's what people used to call us. It was our name, it was the N word. Right? So it's just respect. It's respect. I'm going to argue with you, but I'm not going to call you that particular word. Get into it with a black and white person. I'm going to argue. I'll tell you the moment that the blow's going to start. You see a black and a white person fighting, arguing. The moment that the N word comes out, that's when the blows start flying. It feels the same. I'm both. I am both. So it feels almost identical. Being called N word by a white person or F word by a straight person. They feel almost the exact same. You don't got to accept it. I'm just telling you what my truth is. Right? So, if you don't truly hate gay people, why say something that you know is going to be so harmful to them? It's a word, but it has a tremendous amount of history behind the word. Words change. When I was a young person, high school, called people queer, same thing as the F. They had almost the same power. Now gay people, they call each other, they have a whole organization that's called queer, but they call each other queer. Doesn't have the same impact as the other word, does it? Hope it makes sense. Anyway, so, boy, I sleep away my whole Saturdays. I volunteered this place, Castro Country Club, for on Friday nights, right? I go in I get off at 11:30. So by the time I get back here, 12, you can't get back to sleep because I drink so much coffee to stay awake when I was there. And I always end up awake 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning for some reason, every Friday night. So I'll be dragging tail now that I lost my whole Saturday. The thing is, I do it for free. It's a volunteer gig, but I've done it for a long, long, long time. I like to do it, but now I just woke up, and it is actually getting dark because of the cloud cover and because it gets dark 4:30, 5 o'clock. Where'd all that come from? I don't know. My head's still full of cobwebs. Okay, babies, go back to your beefs. I just want to drop that on you, though. But it's something to think about. Some things we have to accept. White people come and say, well, you say the word in your music and you say this. And, argument goes on and on and on. And rap music, that really complicated things, right? But the needle hasn't moved at all. Using that word can still get you hurt. Be quiet, boy. My baby has a built-in timer, so my guess is 4:30 right now. Yeah, I think it is. He wakes me up at exactly 7 o'clock every morning. If I push him away, don't want to wake up, by the time it's 7:30, he's scratching my head. And then he knows exactly when it's 4:30 as well. Because that's his time for pee-pee poo-poo. So let me go take care of the dog. Have a good Saturday, people. Don't hurt each other. And don't use those words. outside of your own people. Don't use, don't whatever. You know what I'm saying. Try to behave, people. Later.